Shalom, family. Alright, this is what I want to say. Okay. Watching attorney Ben Crump give the undetermined findings within the second autopsy of Nolan Wells' body, it had me questioning a couple of things, okay? First, I was questioning, the simple fact that the first medical examiner sent over the body, right, but omitted giving the throat to the second pathologist medical examiner, okay, to do their autopsy with, right? So when I heard it, I jumped in the comments, and I said, for the simple fact that it leaves speculation for them to omit the neck and send other parts of Nolan's body, right? And it makes it look like there possibly could have been strangulation on Nolan Well when he was alive, okay, to off him, right? And then his body could have been thrown in the ocean, right? The sea or whatnot, right? So I put that in the comment section, right? I got a couple of likes and stuff like that. And then somebody, a wicked individual, came on there and responded, right? But I paid that no mind, right? Because I will not stoop down to play the folly game with the foolish, okay? Because I am not foolish, okay? But what I will say is this: for people to have the audacity to sit there and criticize the way that Ben Crump was pronouncing names and actually overlook what he was saying as far as the second autopsy's reveal, that shows the level of maturity, the knowledge that they have within understanding and realizing that this is actually a serious case, right? And y'all are trying to minimize that by pointing a finger at what Ben Crump is saying incorrectly, which is stupid. Okay, so with me stating that information like that, right, I honestly feel like it was foul play involved, right? And I honestly feel as if the other party's mother or father, whomever, which one parent is the judge, has sat there and deliberately withheld information, right, through the Mississippi medical examination. So whoever was the female that did that autopsy, the first one, right, they had strong connections to get that stuff done. Okay, so I'm thinking to myself, like, how is a child, a teen of legal age now, where you can be tried and charged for a murder, right? If that was a murder, right? How can you as a parent sit there in a position that you have as a judge, okay? Once again, this is my thoughts, alleged, okay? And covertly cover up a death of another child just to protect your own child, okay? And with me watching how this stuff is playing out in the news, it put me in the mindset of that TV show on Netflix called The Judge, okay? It was a European man playing a judge, right? His son was driving a car. His son, I think, was drinking, or he was doing something, right? And it was a mob son. I believe may have been Hispanic, riding a bike. Okay, and then the judge's son goes to have an asthma attack, right? So when his asthma attack happens, he has to reach over and try to get his asthma pump, right? So when he does that, he goes, and stuff like that, right? And still driving, mind you. And then he immediately hits the little boy who was on a tricycle, okay? But nobody was outside to see that. All right. So when he hit the little boy, he stopped the car, he gets out, and he looks, and he's frantic and stuff, and he looks around to see who saw it and things like that. Okay. But when he left the scene, he left one piece of evidence, which was his inhaler. Okay. To include, tire marks and stuff, right? So he fled the scene. Okay. So the child's guardians, parents and things, family members, they all started to look for the killer, right? The man, the judge's son, told him that he accidentally killed the little boy, okay? But the judge decided not to allow his son to face the charges righteously now, and he decided to cover up the incident because he is a judge and he had the power to do so. Okay? Now, further into that sitcom, when the mob father of the little boy who was deceased found out, because it was certain like key things that was going on and stuff, to include that main thing was the inhaler, right? He started to entice the judge, okay? Try to get revenge on the judge. Now, I said that story for the simple fact in this situation right here, okay, is if, allegedly, okay, is if the judge in this Nolan Wells case, as far as the other people's parent, right, is in fact covering up stuff and omitting information, holding back recordings, telling the Mississippi medical examiners not to produce or give this stuff to the second autopsy investigators, okay, then that too would be the same situation that happened within that sitcom. Okay, and also that judge should be facing legal actions, okay, because one, you're doing what I believe it may be Leviticus 16 verse 19, 20, somewhere there, or Leviticus 19, 16, 17. It's one of the two, family. Go find it out. But anyways, what that judge is doing is taking a bribe, okay? Going against the poor, okay? Out of own feelings, own security for her own family. If that is the case, okay? And legally, family, she should be held on charges for tampering with an ongoing investigation just to cover up a death, okay, that was technically a homicide, not suicide, okay, if that is what happened, right? Furthermore, what I would like to say is watching the hour-and-a-half long presentation of Live by Ben Crump, we all with common sense know that he already had the information to that autopsy, right? We already know that he reviewed it before he went on live stream to present it to the public. So what he should have done is not sitting around there beating around the bush, reading every single thing slowly the way he was. He should have just, read it quicker, I honestly saying, okay, and got to the T, and let us know that, okay, we're pretty much here for an undetermined result. Like, sir, we did not have to be there for the whole hour and a half. Baby, I was got the clock into work, sitting there trying to make sure I don't miss my time, listening to you tell me consistently that it's undetermined because somebody withheld stuff that you needed to get the second autopsy done. Okay? Had me looking like a fool. I won't be a fool again, I'm saying. Okay? But yeah, Because ain't no way Ben Crump gonna go on no daggone national platform and act like he don't know and that he trying to find out with everybody at one time. No, professionals definitely read stuff before they go put out information. That's why you got a whole lot of stuff going on in this world, and professionals don't touch every single thing that they hear. Okay? You got to always remember that, because they need all the evidence. They need to review the evidence before they go on live stream, social media platforms, news anchors, or whatever, and put their foot in their mouth. Okay? That's what they need to do. But I'm just saying, Ben Crump, read a little bit better and a little bit quicker and present the information. Okay? Because we all want to be on the same wave like you. Yes, sir. We definitely do. But what we don't need is what y'all was doing on that daggone live coverage, family. Y'all talking about, I told you. And he had to tell you, no, that's not what that means. It means that without this information, it's undetermined. Our people, y'all too quick to get the I told you so. Y'all, slow down, okay? Slow down, my people. It's coming. It's going to come a day, okay, when the I told you so is really going to be reality, all right? And it's going to come a day as well when the I told you so's may not be what you intend them to be. So you always got to remember that also, okay? Now, last thing that I want to say before I forget is the fact that the medical examiners in the Mississippi state or whatever, they should be subpoenaed. Okay, they should be subpoenaed to force over the throat, okay, and any other organs that they may be withholding, okay, by another judge who don't have no connection to this case. Okay, that's what should happen, right? And the organ thing, that made me think about the whole pick-a-ninny. You know what I'm saying? Pick a ninny, pick a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Collecting stuff just so you could sell it on Facebook Marketplace and get money from people who hate our people. Okay? So, yeah. That's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to come out here real quick and do my little rant. But, I will leave y'all with this. Stay blessed, okay? Stay prayed up and stay covered, okay? In the Most High Yahweh. And also, whenever you back somebody in a corner, okay, best believe fear, fright, and stuff like that, it will really expose how vicious somebody can be. Shalom, Barakai.